Hey there, it's Steve
and Connor
from Serious Keto. And one of the things we really like at Costco, and we get, well, we used to get almost every trip, we're probably looking at our last container right now, is this palmetto cheese.
It's the pimento cheese with soul.
The pimento cheese with soul. This is somewhere between $7 and $8 for a container. It's got 12 grams of fat, 1 gram of carbohydrates, and 3 grams of protein per 2 tablespoon serving. So pretty keto. But what about this as we look at the ingredients do we not like?
Well, first off, the mayonnaise is made with soybean oil, which if you're into oils...
We know that that's kind of inflammatory,
right,
not a
it's
good
not
oil.
the healthiest. So when we make it today, we're going to use olive oil.
We're going to use actually the mayo that we made at home with olive oil, which I'll link to that right up there if you haven't seen that video.
Then from a keto perspective, we also have dextrose and maltodextrin.
Maltodextrin, yeah.
Yeah, so that adds carbs if you're keto. But then also this has like preservatives and stuff, which obviously our homemade stuff won't have.
Yep. One thing you and I debated a little bit is, do we want to use pimentos or do we want to use, what's the other one?
Peppadews.
Peppadews.
Yeah.
So I sliced up a peppadew and some pimento, and we can make an executive decision right now on the fly.
Okay.
So on the right is the peppadew, on the left, the pimento. What do you want to go for first? Pimento?
Well, sure, yeah,
Let's do
because
pimento.
the only time we've had pimento is in
Olives,
olive,
okay.
right?
Kind of just like a roasted red pepper,
Right,
but
that's exactly what it tastes like.
peppadew.
Obviously, peppadews are sweeter. They're better. Yeah.
I should probably look in Carb Manager and see what kind of carbs. All right, I just looked up pimentos versus peppadews. And if we were to use a full jar, 3 ounces drained of pimentos, we're looking at 3 grams of net carbs in total,
Okay.
like for an entire batch. If we use the peppadew, that's 17 net grams of carbs across the whole batch. Now, for a 2 tablespoon serving, probably not a huge deal, but if you're being really strict on the carbs, I would say stick with the pimento.
Right, but the pimento tastes not as good as the peppadew. It's like a 5 compared to a 10.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do, half and half?
If that'll make your keto fans happy, we can do half and half.
There's always going to be someone who's unhappy. That just seems to be the way it works.
Okay.
So we'll do a straight up pimento
All right.
in this and compare that to the store-bought. And then maybe we do a follow-up video
Yeah.
and we'll use peppadews after I calculate the full-out recipe in Carb Manager. In a medium bowl, we'll start with 2 cups of shredded extra sharp cheddar cheese. That's 185 grams for you metric folks. Then we have a 1/4 teaspoon or 1 gram, and I actually had to use a jewelry scale to do that, of onion powder. You metric folks must have better scales than I do. 1/4 teaspoon garlic powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne. So that was going to be it, but then Connor just jumped in. He likes to experiment and add stuff to recipes, and he says we should add.
A 1/4 teaspoon of paprika.
Then we have 8 ounces of cream cheese, cubed, that's 220 grams, at room temperature. 1/2 cup, or about 110 grams of mayonnaise. This is the homemade stuff we told you about before. A couple grinds of fresh black pepper. Sprinkle of sea salt. And then I'm going to mix this with a hand mixer using some non-stick paddles here. I'm doing this before I add the pimento, just because I'm concerned that the pimentos are kind of soft and they'd get all mushed up. We'll scrape down the sides with a spatula. Then we'll add our pimentos. This is a standard 4-ounce jar of pimentos. Once you drain them, it's 3 ounces of pimentos or 85 grams. And finally, we'll just scrape down the sides, get any straggling cheese or pimento. All right, let's take a look at them side by side. I don't know, this looks actually a lot less attractive than it did before we made this. But let's see how they taste. I'm gonna use one of my low-carb tortilla chips. Recipe still in progress. So first we have
Palmetto cheese from Costco.
Yep. All right, what are your thoughts?
So my initial reaction to it is it's fine. I'd say it's definitely salt heavy, and there's almost like a coating that's left in your mouth. Kind of like how with shredded cheese, there's like potato starch on it. That's kind of what it seems like with this dip.
And I'm wondering if that's like the maltodextrin or something like that. Yeah, to me, this mostly just tastes like cheddar cheese. I mean, I'm not picking up any other sort of seasoning on it aside from the salt. And I noticed at the same time you did that sort of after mouthfeel, and I'd never really noticed that.
I didn't notice that before, no.
But yeah,
and I didn't get any peppers in mine. It didn't look like you had any peppers in yours.
I'm not.
I don't even see any personally.
Yeah. All right, let's try ours. I already like just the texture in this.
It's more of a dip than a mushy mess.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. I feel like I can taste everything that we put in there.
Yeah.
I taste the garlic. I taste the onion. I taste the paprika, a little bit of, smoky sweet. Get a little bit of heat from the cayenne. You taste the mayo. You taste the olive oil in the mayo. Just the whole mouthfeel to it. I think it would be fun to do another batch and just keep subbing out the peppers.
Right.
So,
jalapenos.
Yeah, maybe do something with jalapenos, and maybe you sprinkle a little cumin in there as one of your seasonings.
I would say that the base of the cream cheese mayo, cheddar cheese, the cayenne, onion powder, garlic powder, that's a good place to start for any dip.
Yeah, that's like a canvas that then you can paint on. And I think maybe we do a follow-up in a couple of weeks where we try out 2 or 3 other different variations on this theme. So, if you like this video, click the like button. If you're not already a subscriber, why not? Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell if you want to be notified whenever I release a new video. And if you're interested in supporting Serious Keto, tap that join button. See what options are available.
See you next time.
Thanks for watching.